Okay, well, let's see. Like, how many years does he have left on his contract?
Rob, look it up.
Rob, look it up, please. Because if it's two, and I know Fred had two on his deal as well, but like Fred, that to me is a priority. Like you want to get that done, right? Jauan Jennings, I don't know if we're gonna see that same sense of urgency. So I don't think it's a coincidence. We haven't heard Jauan Jennings mentioned in the same sentence as extension. He's a free agent after the year, so he only has 1 year left. So in that case, it's fair to have that conversation. But maybe he just wants to wait out that. Maybe the 49ers want to wait it out. Before we went live, like we were kind of talking about it, and I think you've got your return on investment on Jauan Jennings already. 7th-round pick. He played far beyond that. You extended him once, and he was deserving of that. But I don't know if I'd push it any further, especially because you got Ricky Pearsall, you got Jacob Cowing, you added a couple more receivers, young receivers this year as well. And what have we been saying, Jay? We want to see these guys, right? We want to see these guys. We don't want veterans standing in the way. And I'm not saying Jauan Jennings is standing in the way and he's not doing anything, because he has been productive as that wide receiver 3. But I'm just saying, I think it's played out its course.
So, two things. One, I do feel like Jauan Jennings and Colton McKivitz are going to hit the free agent market next year. And I want 49er fans to prepare themselves for the bags that both of these players are going to get. Jauan Jennings has lifted his stock with what he did last year. Jauan Jennings is a tone setter with the way that he run blocks. Colton McKivitz is a lineman and an available lineman. And we all know that those guys get paid.
A breathing lineman.
Yeah, he has a pulse. We can say that. We don't have to agree on where we land with Colton McKivitz, but any breathing lineman with a pulse is going to get a bag. So I just want you to prepare yourself for these numbers that are going to happen, because I don't think the 49ers are bringing back Colton McKivitz. I think, the return on investment that you've gotten for him completely pales in comparison to what people expect of him. And we've talked about this a lot. But Jauan's going to get a bag thrown at him. And Jay Shaw, thank you so much for the super chat. Keep up the great work, Steph and Jason. Thank you for watching and appreciate you. But I want to ask this. You do draft Jacob Cowing, Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Watkins, who, by the way, you guys should check out KP's thread about him and how he was used in the backfield and everything, and start to put in your mind maybe how he might be utilized. But I wonder if the 49ers value his edge on offense, the tone that he sets, the way he run blocks. He's such a willing run blocker. The way that he has a nasty streak over the guys that you drafted and expect to be your next few guys. And I think that's what it's going to boil down to is, Jauan, we really value you from an intangible standpoint and everything that you bring on top of your skill set. But we got guys that we feel really good about and we're ready to go with, especially when you draft one in the first round. I just wonder, that is probably going to be the crux of the argument between this getting done with Jauan Jennings.
But in order to feel good about the young guys waiting in the wings, have to actually see them. Yes, exactly. You got to actually see them, which is why I feel like I keep bashing the team for this. I think the good process is you see what you have in your young players, so that if those players are good, you can move on from veterans, and you don't have to feel like you need to keep extending guys to have that same level of production, right? So I think the 49ers will play it out, see how it goes this year. And I think with part of that has to be being able to see what you have in those other guys so that you can feel confident. Okay, Jauan, like, yes, we do feel good about what we have, so we can move on. And I think both sides will be fine with that, because as Jay said, damn well Jauan Jennings is going to get a bag. And you know what that is? That's a comp pick as well in the following year. So, and the 49ers love to do that. Any player that they know is going to get a big deal, like And to that point, I think Jauan Jennings is probably going to get a bigger deal next offseason than he would have in the previous offseason in which he got
Correct.
extended, right? So
Correct.
again, I think the 49ers played this perfectly with Jauan, and now is the time to get even more of a return on your investment, which will be the comp pick after that. Same goes with Colton McKivitz. He outplayed, where he was drafted. You extended him once. And so it's kind of like this process that they do, right? And hopefully they bring in some new tackles. Like, you also need tackles. That's the other conversation. Like, they brought in wide receivers to supplement being able to move on from Jauan Jennings, but where are the tackles at? Like, you don't really got anyone there. So I think that's a concern a lot of people have. The 49ers then may be in a situation where they feel like they need to extend Colton McKivitz, which I don't think that's a good situation to be in, because then you're having to overpay for,
you got to pay market.
Player. Exactly. And let's be honest, like, market price for tackles is a crazy overpay right now.
Yeah.
So I think the 49ers would be better off just letting that go. But the good thing is, Jay, I don't know if you've seen this, but next year's tackle class looks to be a really good one. So it could work out for the 49ers in that case.
I'm not even thinking about this next draft class already.